I welcome you to the first of the 2012 presidential debates.
It's about to go down.
I always wonder what they say when they get close together like that.
I bet they're just like saying like X bacon, like there was like stupid things.
Question is, does anybody out there think that the big problem we had is that there was too much oversight and regulation?
I'm just saying, yeah. I'm just saying, yeah.
Look, we have to have regulation involved.
I'm not big on politics, I'm sorry.
I have regulation, but I wouldn't designate 5 banks as too big to fail. An economic crisis at the kitchen table, and spent his energy and passion for 2 years fighting for Obamacare.
If you repeal Obamacare, and I have become fond of this term, Obamacare.
I'm going to roll up my sleeves on this one. I'm getting sick and tired of hearing that guy after 4 years of nothing.
Welcome, President Barack Obama and Governor Mitt Romney.
In what new ways do you intend to rectify the inequalities in the workplace?
The first bill I signed.
Blah, 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 blah.
As I was serving as governor of my state.
Oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah.
Pull together a cabinet. All the applicants seem to be men.
He just looks vindictive and evil.
Fine folks, and they brought us whole binders full of women.
Sir, you are not Bill Clinton.
I'm not a binder.
And I took offense with the flexible time because I'm the guy who always fixes dinner.
When he said behind closed doors that 47% of the country considered themselves victims,
He was talking about the people you place on welfare, ding-dong man.
By the way, it's true, because 47% are on welfare.
hopefully advance their own dreams, but also this country's dreams.
Obama's such a cool guy. Like,
I
he's
believe
just like...
the country succeeds.
We welcome President Barack Obama and Governor Mitt Romney.
Our Navy is smaller now than any time since 1917. That's unacceptable to me.
You mentioned the Navy, for example. And then we have
And now here he gets in his cheap remarks here.
Well, Governor, we also have fewer horses and bayonets because the nature of our military has changed.
We need strong leadership.
That's right.
I'd like to be that leader with your support.
No.
And I ask for your vote.
No.
I'd like to be the next president of the United States to
Amen.
support
You're gonna be,
that
too.
We all together
He scares me.
maintain America as the hope of the earth.
You've now heard 3 debates, months of campaigning, and way too many TV commercials. We've been through tough times.
There was a funny little laugh.
Bounce back because of our character. I will fight for your families, and I will
Blah,
work
blah, blah,
every
blah,
single
blah,
day
blah.
to make sure that America continues to be the greatest nation on earth.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Obama.
I leave you with the words of my mom, who said,
Go vote.
Go vote. Makes you feel big and strong.
Oh my God, I hate them both. Obama. Vote conservative, vote early, and vote often.
Do you know who those 2 men were? Who are those guys?
I don't. Barack and Mitt Romney.
President Barack Obama. The other one was Governor Mitt Romney.
Barack Obama and the Mitt Twit.
Mitt Romney and Barack Hussein Obama.
I don't think I know who those 2 men really are because I don't think we are allowed to know.
And had you watched any of the debates this year?
I feel really, really bad, but I didn't.
This year I didn't watch.
Damn LOL is much more interesting.
Yep, all 3.
Everyone.
Oh, yes. I love them.
I was watching people tweet about the debate.
I just got kind of busy, and then, you know, obviously those are long debates.
I seen it, but then SpongeBob was on at the same time, so I turned it to SpongeBob.
In a recent Kids React episode, we showed campaign commercials to the kids. One of the kids said that it's like they're fighting over a toy.
That's good.
One said that they do it because attacking each other is the only way you can win an election.
He's pretty much right.
Another kid said that sure, it's evil, but that politics are evil.
Politics are evil. I agree with the kid. The kid is very smart. I'd vote for him if he was ready for office.
So what do you think about the fact that children today are saying things like that?
That's not good.
Kids are little. They're not stupid. And they're seeing it for what it really is, which is, you know, the age-old, time-honored political tradition of mudslinging.
It's kind of ridiculous because that's like the main role model. That's the president of the United States. That's what everyone wants to be when they're like a little kid. And to think that that's how they perceive our president or maybe our future president, it's kind of mind-blowing.
Do you like President Obama?
I like him, as many people say, as a father, but Obama politics are what I don't like.
To be honest, not really.
Under Obama's administration, how do you like welfare? How do you like being a surrogate of the state? How do you like being told what to do? How do you like being told what to drive?
He doesn't flip-flop. I mean, Mitt Romney has given a new meaning to the term flip-flop.
I think he's done a good job with with the sack of that he was handed.
Going after presidency after the Bush administration, because Bush us all up. I don't know how to put that in like nicer terms.
And what about Mitt Romney as a person and as a potential president?
You know, I don't know this much about Governor Romney.
I just don't trust him.
I just don't trust him. He's a creeper.
He'll say whatever he thinks he needs to say to the room that he's talking to get elected.
Anyone who comes from money and wealth and never really had to work a day of his life is not an ideal candidate for a president.
He's bringing his ideals and forcing them on the American people. While Obama is for same-sex marriage, he's more for women's rights.
He's against birth control, he's against abortion. I think he wants them barefoot and pregnant and in the kitchen.
He's got a great life record. He's been a very successful businessman.
People like to say that, oh, they're not running for a business, they're running for a country, but bottom line, it is like a business.
I believe that he can lead us out of this bad economy.
Romney's a man of character. There is change happening, and it's happening for the better. And our country can be strong again.
Who's the first president you remember?
Honestly, the one I remember the most is Bill Clinton.
Mine was pretty messed up, man. I think we had Bush.
Bush. I remember being in 3rd grade and being like, this man is screwing up our country.
Eisenhower, I guess.
Oh, President Kennedy.
FDR. And he was a Democrat.
The first time I voted was for Kennedy. I had just become a citizen. We snuck out of Europe. It's barely escaped. I found out later that we were not allowed into this country because we were Jewish. I'm glad my parents were pragmatic. They couldn't get visas as Jews anywhere, so they first became Russian Orthodox. They still couldn't get a visa anywhere, and then they became Catholic, and we were able to go to Argentina. And thank God that they're willing to do it, or I wouldn't be here to talk to you.
Do you consider yourself a Democrat or a Republican?
I considered myself growing up to be a Democrat, but as I'm getting older, I'm somewhere in between.
A Republican for the most part.
An independent leaning right now.
Independent leaning to a Democrat right now.
Democratic liberal. Sorry, Mom, but I'm a Democrat. I am a Democrat.
I'm a Democrat?
I'm a Democrat.
I consider myself a Republican.
I'd say I'm a Republican, but I'm not. I'm a conservative.
I'd probably consider myself a libertarian.
And what are your thoughts on the fact that we mostly have a two-party system in the country? Because there are other parties.
There's other candidates, like, right now? Oh, come on. They don't get to go to the debates?
The third party might have a better candidate. We won't know because we didn't let them in.
I don't think we as Americans can handle more than 2 parties mentally.
The Libertarians would only hurt our chances of being successful on the Republican ticket.
I would just rather see a lot more people voting for third parties because I definitely feel like that's where the future is if we want America to be a better country.
A lot of the time people want to vote for like kind of one of the minor parties, but they know it's useless because no one is ever going to get elected from those parties, and it sucks.
What do you think is the most important issue in the country to senior citizens?
Medicare/Obamacare.
Social Security.
Social Security?
Their retirement plan?
I think they're done with it. I don't want to sound offensive, but I mean, how much longer do they have?
So what do you think is the most important issue in the country?
Well, they have to focus on unemployment.
The economy?
The economy.
Absolutely, the economy.
The real issue here is the economy.
And what do you think teens think is the most important issue in the country today?
Sex.
Whether they can get the latest Michael Jordan tennis shoes or something like that.
I sometimes think a teenager might talk more about social issues.
Some of them might say, let's make gay marriage okay, get more free education for college. Hey, let's legalize drugs.
So what do you think is the most important issue in the country?
Obviously, the most important one is the economy.
More jobs.
The poor shouldn't be taxed more than the rich. Like, what is up with that?
I would say the economy, followed by social issues.
For me, it would have to be women's rights. I don't want my future employer to decide whether I can get birth control or not. And that scares the shit out of me. There's a war on women right now, and all the shit that the Republican campaign have been saying about everything concerning women, it makes me so mad. You're white old men. This could never happen to you. You should have no say in this. Somebody said that, you know, if a woman gets pregnant from rape, it's God's plan or whatever. And Romney has an ad endorsing this man. What is wrong with women that are voting for Romney? My mom is voting for Romney too. And so I think she's crazy.
And what are your thoughts on Obamacare?
I think it's
way past the time we should have some sort of national health service.
One of the big things with Obamacare is that it can't deny people if they have pre-existing conditions. Like my friend, she had to get surgery on her heart when she was little because she had a hole in her heart, and she said she could be denied coverage for stuff like that because they know it's going to be a lot more expensive.
With Obamacare, anything I got that's pre-existing is still covered. I don't have pre-existing health care. And I'm old, and that's important to me.
Obama's healthcare program is exactly the same as Romney Care that he set up in Massachusetts. And it doesn't make any sense that he opposes it.
There was a whole bunch of stuff that's like not okay with it, in my opinion. We have to do it or we get fined. Which, how is that fair?
There are too many of us in the United States that are dependent on the federal government. We've got to help ourselves a little more.
So now this is your first opportunity to vote. You're actually able to vote.
Yeah.
How does that feel, and do you plan to vote?
It feels really exciting. I'm definitely gonna vote.
People would see me thinking like I'm ignorant or something like that for not voting. Me not voting and people view that as a slap in the face. I'm just telling them, listen to the reason why I'm not voting. For me, they both, I see them both in the same light. I feel like it's crooked. I don't trust that.
And if you could vote, who would you be voting for?
Probably Mitt Romney.
Obama. Obama.
Probably Obama.
I'd vote for Romney.
I think Obama's the best choice.
Who are you planning to vote for, Romney or Obama?
Well, I've already voted. I voted for Mitt Romney.
President Barack Obama.
For Romney.
Obama.
Probably Gary Johnson.
The future president, Mitt Romney.
I don't like to say. Okay, I'll boil it down to that.
With the election in 2 days, what would you want to say to potential American voters who are watching?
Vote for your heart. Vote for who you believe in.
If you're in a swing state, please vote for the person you feel is going to benefit you most in the future. I hope you vote Barack Obama.
We can be the strong nation that we've always been. Please, please vote for President Romney.
Don't be swayed because your favorite rapper or your favorite actor is voting for somebody or something like that.
Just get out there and vote. Don't be lazy.
If you don't want to vote, go out and vote for me. I can't vote, so do it for me if you're not going to do it.
If you have Romnesia, Obamacare covers pre-existing medical conditions.
Definitely look at the third-party candidates and look for what they believe in.
Go use that power of your vote. And if you don't vote, then you got no right to gripe about what happens.
Do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah. On a personal note, I've got a military background. I lost a brother in Vietnam, Toby. He was a hero. It was like he died last week. I've got other brothers who are alive. Not all of them share my opinion. Make a choice. You stand for something or you'll fall for anything. And God bless America.
Thank you for watching the first multi-generational episode of React.
Let us know what videos we should watch next.
We will be back soon with less politics, so make sure you subscribe. Who are you voting for? Let us know in the comments below.
Stay calm and vote for Rom.
Obama! Please, USA!